Welcome to the hot seat with Mr. White on Always Remember that all these stories is allegedly, so thanks for watching.
Is bisexual and that they do this, and that.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided—
I was done with your ass.
Will Smith, to me, doesn't know the kind of woman that he has next to him. See, I'm a street nigger.
You know how the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's probably fire. Well, it seems Jada just turned the heat all the way up on her husband and has finally decided to expose him for who he truly is. You see, it's one thing to be an unorthodox family with odd marriage dynamics, but it's a completely different ballgame when word keeps getting out that your husband might be on the down low. This is exactly the case in the Smith household, and now it seems it's the woman of the house that's decided to tell it as it is. And let me just tell you in advance, nothing will prepare you for what just got out about Will Smith. I know how it sounds, considering that Will has been married more than once, coupled with the fact that he has largely been involved with a lot of women. However, it seems Will's past hasn't just been limited to being involved with women alone.
Hey, Paul, come on, stop that. I was wondering if I could fuck you. Man, I don't do things like that.
The journey began with the debut of the timeless comedy drama 6 Degrees of Separation, featuring Smith in the role of a captivating swindler. The film garnered attention as news broke that a kissing scene between Will and his co-star, Anthony Michael Hall, had been unexpectedly removed from the movie. This development triggered a wave of speculation. Did the acclaimed actor deliberately avoid the kiss to prevent scrutiny of his own sexuality? The rumors persist to this day, with the truth remaining elusive. Moreover, in a 2020 interview, Will contradicted his previous statements about not fully immersing himself in the character, asserting that he wholeheartedly embraced the method acting approach for 6 Degrees of Separation.
So I did method acting on 6 Degrees of Separation. And essentially method acting is when you submerge yourself.
Recently, Tisha Campbell made allegations that Will Smith had engaged in extramarital relationships with her former spouse, Dwayne Martin. She took to Instagram to share an image accompanied by the caption, "The truth always comes out in the end, no matter how hard anyone tries to hide it." Though the statement was somewhat cryptic, Tisha further expressed her thoughts in a comment stating, "And you're right, they will lie till the end. The real kiki is people will stop believing them." Many individuals perceived her deliberate capitalization of Will as a subtle jab at the rumored affair between two close friends. In addition, YouTuber Trisha Paytas accused Will Smith of sexually exploiting her male dancers. Specifically, she said,
"How about worry about your fucking cheating husband fucking my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?"
However, it seems Will might have just been following the path he was put on by his predecessor, Quincy Jones. For those who may not be aware, Quincy Jones is a man of many talents. He's produced for the likes of Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and even the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. But that's not the only thing he's famous for. Oh no. For years, rumors have circulated about his sexual preferences, and it looks like those rumors might just be true.
Let me tell you something. That means Quincy's gay.
Recent revelations have surfaced suggesting that Quincy Jones may not conform to traditional sexual orientations. Startling accusations have emerged, alleging that he had a hand in influencing the sexual preferences of prominent figures such as Will Smith and Tupac, implying his extensive experience within the LGBTQ+ community. Do you recall that unforgettable interview with Tupac? It was a bombshell moment when he disclosed Quincy Jones's questionable intentions. Tupac candidly revealed that Quincy had made inappropriate propositions, suggesting engaging in intimate activities of a particular nature. Truly shocking, isn't it? However, the plot thickens. Despite the interview gaining widespread attention on the internet, it mysteriously vanished without a trace. Let's face it, it takes an individual wielding significant power and influence to execute such a vanishing act. Now, we hate to break it to you folks, but Tupac isn't around to confirm the authenticity of that interview anymore. So, it's not all that surprising that Quincy might be trying to distance himself from the allegations. Even Napoleon, who was supposedly a close associate of Tupac, has denied everything when confronted with the rumors. He defended Quincy Jones and dismissed all of the gossip in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I think these definitely, them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pac was definitely rumors. Pac was about to marry his daughter.
And if you think it stops there, think again. Some say that Jada and Will have been hosting wild gay parties at their house with much younger men. Jaguar Wright even spilled the tea, claiming that she's seen young men leaving their homes in a state of shock.
Both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house fucking screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray.
In addition to this, if you thought Will Smith was just a regular dad giving his son Jaden Smith a loving peck on the cheek, think again. This father-son duo takes things to a whole new level. Will's been caught planting kisses on Jaden's lips multiple times. And while some might say it's just innocent affection, others are raising eyebrows and wondering if this is a sign of something more sinister. Even fans got uncomfortable with this display of affection from Will. People criticized him for making his son uncomfortable and planting a kiss on his lips while he kept denying it. On this matter, a person commented, he forced his son into doing something he clearly was not willing to do, and that was something physical and intimate, especially at his age, that was completely wrong. Hold on tight because the scandalous revelations continue. There are whispers circulating that Will and his wife Jada host extravagant parties at their residence, featuring younger male guests. These gatherings, as disclosed by the outspoken Jaguar Wright, can delve into rather unconventional territories. Some even claim to have witnessed young men leaving the Smiths' home in a state of distress, their screams echoing through the night. Now let's explore the origins of these wild and unconventional encounters. It appears that Will may have taken lessons from none other than the maestro himself, Quincy Jones. This legendary producer and musician has spent decades in the industry, witnessing it all. In fact, he hasn't shied away from exposing the secrets and indiscretions of numerous celebrity acquaintances. During an interview with Vulture magazine, Quincy Jones shocked everyone when he revealed that James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye were queer. To which he said, "He was the most charming mother foo *** you ever met. He'd foo **K anything, anything. He'd foo **K a mailbox. James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye." After Quincy Jones' controversial comments, a YouTuber spoke out and accused him of being bisexual. The YouTuber was outraged by Quincy's inappropriate remarks and questioned whether he was the right person to reveal someone's sexuality.
Quincy Jones, if you always tell the truth, well, tell me this. Are you bisexual?
But it doesn't end here, guys. The YouTuber went even further and claimed to have a friend who had relations in Hollywood, including with Quincy Jones.
To have a friend who is really attractive and gay, guess what? You learn a lot of things about the men in Hollywood.
Allegations have surfaced, suggesting that Quincy had been involved in numerous sexual encounters with individuals, even at the age of 70. These claims imply that Quincy had concealed his sexuality for decades and may have acted as a gatekeeper for gay men within the entertainment industry.
Have you ever had sex with a man? Multiple times.
Quincy Jones, renowned as the influential figure in the careers of various black artists, has also faced allegations of being connected to various cults and groups, as asserted by conspiracy theorist Professor Griff. Griff accused Quincy of involvement in Hollywood sex rings.
Financed by Warner Brothers and the rest of them. He set up sex rings in Hollywood. And the people that he brought in, if y'all tell me if I'm lying, Quincy Jones brought in Fresh Prince.
Furthermore, the individual making these claims asserted that when Tupac entered the Hollywood scene, there were rituals and orchestrated situations orchestrated by Quincy that Tupac was forced to participate in. The person even confirmed rumors that Quincy had attempted to persuade Tupac to engage in sexual activities with him. In addition to these claims regarding Quincy Jones, the late actress Alexis Arquette alleged that Will Smith's ex-wife, Cherie Zampino, divorced him after witnessing Will in bed with another man. Arquette said in a since-deleted Facebook post, according to the Daily Mail, "When Jada comes out as gay, and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them." However, Jada, who is known for being vocal about her Oscars boycott, did not respond to Alexis's post at the time. Will, on the other hand, remained mute on the charges, with only his first wife, Cherie Zampino, speaking out. She chastised Alexis for her spiteful and reckless remarks and asserted that Will is not and has never been gay.
Not only is it out of line, it's absolutely not true. And I'm offended and I'm hurt that someone would be so malicious.
Several fans thought Shree's reaction was exaggerated at the moment. Instead of rejecting the charges as ridiculous, she took a hard stand, leaving many wondering if Alexis' statements had hit a nerve. Furthermore, for years, allegations have circulated that Jada is a hidden lesbian, and both Will and Jada have kept their underground romance open. It could be the reason Will and Dwayne's long-standing friendship has sparked speculation that they are having a bromance. Will and Dwayne, according to Star, have had too many vacations together, including trips to Sin City, Las Vegas, Miami, and allegedly a private cruise in Trinidad, while Tisha and Jada stayed at home. Based on an eyewitness account, it has been reported that the couple enjoyed a meal at a Caribbean restaurant with clear observations that both Will and Dwayne arrived and departed together. Another source insists that Jada strongly dislikes the fact that Will is taking Dwayne on extravagant vacations while she feels left behind at home. Allegedly, she cannot bear the sight of their relationship and believes that Will flaunts it in her face. Over the past year, speculations have been rife that Will and Jada's 14-year marriage is on the verge of collapse. A source shared with Star magazine that their union is severely damaged, and the more time Will spends with Dwayne, the greater the strain on his relationship with Jada. However, Jada's concerns primarily stemmed from Dwayne's involvement in some questionable events that had made headlines. When an unverified rumor circulated on Deadspin, suggesting that Siobhan, Dwayne Wade's soon-to-be ex-wife, had gone on a rampage with a baseball bat, targeting his MVP trophy, many anticipated it was just the beginning of a series of unsavory rumors. It should be noted that the rumor about Siobhan damaging Dwyane Wade's MVP trophy has since been debunked. Unfortunately for Dwyane, the majority of those speculations turned out to be accurate. And now, reportedly, Wade's former business partner, Baron Richard von Houtman, made a series of sexual and drug-related allegations against Wade in an interview with the Palm Beach Post's Page 2 Live. Von Houtman claims that during Wade's marriage, he had sex parties in an apartment with his entourage, and that the basketball star participated in some puff pass. Von Houtman also claims that Wade used an apartment to organize sex parties, which not only included sex and loads of drugs, but a company of young men invited by Dwayne himself. According to Von Houtman, the residence in question was a first-floor, 4-bedroom apartment in a high-rise building. Disturbingly, he received a call from his cleaning crew, reporting a shocking scene at the apartment. When he arrived, he was greeted by a deplorable sight of utter filth and chaos. This was not an isolated incident, as such occurrences happened repeatedly. The apartment would be used for wild parties, happening 2 or 3 times a week, attended by rappers, Dwyane, his entourage, and women they would pick up from clubs. Furthermore, Von Houtman detailed the appalling aftermath of these parties. He mentioned finding used condoms strewn across the bedroom floors, clear evidence of sexual activity on all the beds, empty bottles of champagne and hard liquor, remnants of smoked blunts, and partially consumed rotting food on tables, chairs, and other surfaces. Moreover, Von Houtman asserted that Wade's regular presence at these raucous gatherings was well known, despite him never being formally invited. It is worth noting that Dwyane Wade was occasionally seen spending time with his girlfriend and actress Gabrielle Union, who is known for her work in C-list productions. That said, Von Houtman didn't stop there. He had made sure that the world knows what lies beneath the perfect player persona of Dwayne Wade, as he didn't hold back while claiming that Wade isn't who the world thinks he is, and that Dwayne and his friends are nothing more than a bunch of idiots. And of course, fans are also quite convinced by the release of such blatant statements by someone who was in business with Dwayne Wade. Frankly speaking, fans are convinced that Wade might just be gay, as they continue to holler evidence from his Instagram posts. After posting a handful of images on his Instagram account of him hanging out with his wife Gabrielle Union and their daughter Kavia James, many people assume that Wade has finally acknowledged his sexual orientation. This is because one of the photos shows him sitting in a chair with his legs crossed while he watches his wife Union feed their daughter from a bottle. According to several media outlets, this position gave rise to rumors that Dwyane is gay when it was published online. One of the commenters saw the tattoo on his leg and made the observation that people who sport a thigh tattoo typically have homosexual leanings. In yet another picture, Wade can be seen flaunting his uniquely painted toenails and a gold anklet. To top it all, Dwayne might have given his fans and people out there a clue regarding his sexuality, confirming that he might just be gay after all. That's right. Dwayne previously addressed his support of his gay son during an interview, saying, "I'm doing what every parent has to do. Once you bring kids into this world, you become unselfish. It's my job to be their role model, to be their voice in my kids' lives, and to let them know you can conquer the world. So go and be your amazing self, and we're going to sit back and just love you." It's important to note that none of the mentioned information can be directly linked to Will Smith. However, given the long-standing closeness between the two individuals, it does raise concerns that neither of them has openly addressed their sexuality, particularly considering the numerous allusions made by various people both on and off social media. Consequently, the question lingers: will the speculation surrounding Will and Dwayne continue to circulate? Adding fuel to the fire, comedian Bert Kreischer contributed to the discussion during an interview with Vlad TV. He shared an experience involving an audition offer from Will's company, which eventually led to an unpleasant encounter with Will himself.
And he liked me. He liked me. He was like, "Let's go see a movie." I was like, "Okay." You guys.
Bert also stated that Will offered to see a movie, but his father told him that Will most likely had other plans.
And he was like, "Oh, buddy. He's trying to fuck you." I was like,
Bert went on to say that many A-list males in Hollywood fantasize about turning into young boys. This brings us to Will's suspected accomplice in crime, Diddy. Diddy, like Will, has been the victim of gay allegations for years, but one of his flavor camps, where Diddy supposedly brings his young music to Portuguese, is particularly frightening. Usher, one of these young men, was just 14 years old when L.A. Reid sent him to reside at Diddy's house.
Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
camp.
what it was called.
Well, very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy, I
at?
like when you scrambling and scraping for
No,
shit.
I
like that.
You said I like when you do it like that, Daddy.
But it isn't all. Diddy revealed in a previously released chat with Kevin Hart that he and Usher used to sleep in the same bed.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was...
It's no secret that alcohol may loosen the tongue and cause more candid moments. While Diddy may have been under the influence, this does not negate the veracity of his comments. In fact, it increases the likelihood that he was telling the truth. Also, Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal claimed that Puff was frequently sexually flexible and once took Hibbett to a gay club. He also claimed to have witnessed Diddy engaging in gay behaviors, adding, "I know that for a fact because I was right there." He said, "Yo, Gene, watch the door and don't let nobody come through." I said, "I'll watch the door," and while I watched the door, he and a man ran out naked, he said, emphatically. "I'm telling you what I saw." Even admirers were convinced that Diddy likes males. "Diddy is gay, period, one of them tweeted. Furthermore, Jaguar Wright recently made allegations likening Will and Jada's actions to Puffy's flavor cap, implying that they engage in similar practices at their residence.
Both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house fucking screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bashir Gray.
In addition to this, Jaguar claimed that Will and Jada's children, Willow and Jaden, must have been exposed to disturbing situations within their household. This assertion is possibly linked to Jaden's desire for emancipation at the young age of 16.
And once again, I hate saying these things because their children are dope. But Jaden's kind of MIA. And considering that he emancipated.
Furthermore, there are reports circulating about Will and Diddy hosting extravagant gay parties attended by other Hollywood celebrities who may be discreet about their sexuality. Keith D recently shared that he had witnessed one of these events in the past, describing the entire affair as reminiscent of an Illuminati ritual. Being gay is still acceptable in today's society, but Will Smith's odd behavior with the same sex is completely out of the ordinary. Even Adam, 22, agrees, as he stated
that Will Smith is a little weird.
Yeah, it's strange, but how did Will react to all these gay-shaming allegations? What's more interesting is that Will was supposed to be a surprise performer at the 2023 Grammys, but he didn't show up. There is speculation among some individuals that Will's decision to withdraw from the Grammys may be connected to the accusations surrounding his sexuality. It is possible that Will chooses to maintain silence until the situation settles, As he seeks to avoid further unwarranted attention, certain individuals have expressed opinions suggesting that Will Smith and Diddy might be gay and even speculated about a potential romantic relationship between them. Statements such as "I heard Diddy was gay" along with Will Smith have circulated. It is important to recognize that these viewpoints are solely based on the perspectives of fans. Although no direct confirmation has been provided regarding Will Smith's alleged sexual involvement with any of these individuals, the recurring discussion surrounding the topic indicates the significance it holds in public discourse. Might not be exact confirmation, but just as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, wherever there's smoke, there's more than likely fire there too. And who knows, maybe we'll see this fire play out sooner than we think. That's it for this video. Goodbye.